Alright, what's up, Rap Potential YouTube? So Justin's cleaning up the shop for us. Sorry for the noise, it's cold in here. So we're gonna run this heater thing for a little while and we'll turn it off later. Anyways, so we're in the garage, the BMW shop house, Justin's, your boy JC's house. Recognize this one? It's still completely trashed. So the back end, 100% mangled. We got more glass inside than a jewelry store, and luckily, you know, parts car, it's always good to find some change under the seat. Might get a few bucks back on this deal. So today we embark on the journey of taking this, putting it into that, and putting that, plus this car in the dumpster. So we're gonna start taking it apart. So if you need E46 parts, we might save the good stuff, or we might not. So hit us up. So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Ready? Yeah, so this one's a little chooch. It's bad water pump, misfire, low compression, it smokes. Power steering's junk.
That's 230,000 miles on it.
Yeah. But this one runs mint. Doesn't get hot when hung on the limiter for 10 minutes at a time, and only has 120,000 miles. So despite the rustic appearance, residual from the Rad Ranch, we are going to take this and put it in there.
And so it's a M54 B30, so the 3.0 motor versus the 2.5. Makes
big block.
A little more ponies.
Little block. So if you're going to do an engine swap, might as well put the big one in.
Yep.
So this is the big one. So we're going to make a badass wagon. So here comes some whatever the heck we decide to film. Alright, y'all. Update number 2 after doing some work. So, I'm working on this one, and Justin's working on that one. So basically, I do something and break it so that he can figure out how to take it apart the right way.
Not break it.
And not break it, because this car's chooched anyway. So, for example, good one, the power steering line has this collar, and you push this whole collar back into here, and there's like little tabs in there, and then it pops off. Well, I got the first one right, but the second one, I broke the collar, so I had to cut the line. So basically, he just has to not break the collar on the second one. But,
and then we'll have all the working ones we need.
Fluids are out. Should be good. We're gonna keep cranking. Alrighty, folks. Barely see my breath. We've been running the heater a little bit. So, we have made significant progress. Not really. I don't know when I showed this to you last, but we have. Also, we've both made ginormous messes, so to be expected, kinda. So here's where we stand. I have all the wiring disconnected, besides the starter wiring, fuel pump, exhaust, transmission stuff, I guess. Whatever disconnected for that. Anyways.
There's like be a brace. We'll get all untraced shit. Brace, drive shaft, exhaust.
Yeah.
That should be it.
So we gotta hop on and do that. Justin still has to do some of the little things up here, so I'm gonna help him knock that stuff out. We're gonna clean the floor. We'll get under these things and go. So what we did is the goal is disconnect all the ECU wiring from the ECU and not take it off the engine. So when we just put this engine back in that car, we just plug the ECU back in, flash that one for the 330, and then she's done. The other thing that's weird too, and I don't know the year difference, I think that one's newer than this one.
By a year, that's a 1 and 2.
So 2001, yeah. 2002, we noticed that the AC line, this fitting is different than that one on that car, so we're going to make sure that either this line may have to come off this car and go on that one, because we're going to use this AC compressor because we know this one works.
That one works. Actually, no, that one works too, so.
Okay. So we can switch the compressors out if we need to, but I think it's just easier to just leave this bolted to the engine. So we'll look at the lines when we get them off. It looks like it's close to the same, or it might have provisions for both on it, because there is 2 threaded holes on that compressor down there. So that's one thing you'll have to notice. We did get both power steering lines on that off. The trick, I used a crowfoot wrench like this to slide on it and push the collar back, which worked really well actually. So you can see these little collars have to slide in. Oops, I mangled that one. So basically over here, I guess it's just kind of start tucking some stuff out of the way and
get the ECU.
Yeah, pull this, get that disconnected. So we're gonna get the floor cleaned up, get this disconnected here, and then hopefully we'll be lifting engines out here probably right after lunch.
Yeah.
So
That sounds good.
yee. Just keep on trucking. Also the dog always finds a seat.
Just chilling.
Wanted to do some quick documentation. I found the rest of my yard. It's in the skid plate of this car, right there. Fun fact. We win, for this car at least. Cash. This is the E30 motor. So we figured out why the clutch wasn't working. So you can see some of these teeth are a little mangled up pretty good. And basically, this is what's left of the throwout bearing. You okay?
Transmission tried to kill me.
So this is what's left of the throwout bearing. It mildly looks like it locked up, came apart pretty good. So we got this all apart. The shifter's kind of a pain.
Cool.
Should be in the middle. Should be neutral. Put your foot on the, or hold the guibo. Yeah, we're in neutral right now. Because I can spin this. So this transmission is going in the M3 outside.
Yeah. Manual swap.
Manual swap. The beefy trans. So now that we got the 3-liter out, we have to find a place to put it because this ain't no rotary garage. This is a 6-cylinder garage, which means they're big. So we got to find a place to put that while we take the same thing out of that. But we know exactly how to do it now. So make sure you disconnect your O2 sensors. You will forget.
These connectors go to on top.
O2 sensors as well. I bet they're the top ones. The ones up here. And then these. Or they're these.
Those were the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just 4 O2 sensors. They all run to the same spot on top of the engine. Make sure you disconnect them. They cannot come unplugged from over here, which we tried to do and just flip the harness over like we did the engine harness. Doesn't work. Here. Oh yeah.
There's the top two disconnect here. The bottom two are right here. Just pull this out.
They're there. They're there. And then you just disconnect them and take one set of wires that way. The other set stays on the engine.
Got it.
Whoop whoop. So yeah, I think we should be pretty good on this one. I think we know what we're doing.
That bolt.
What bolt? Oh, the exhaust bolt.
There's
We got a stuck exhaust bolt.
There's 4 bolts, studs on the header, and 3 of them broke so far. No, 2 broke. I cut one.
Yeah.
And the last one's gonna be hard to reach.
Sounds like a real pain.
So that, and then everything's ready to come out on this one.
Dope. So we're gonna get this bad girl sitting over here. Are we putting this clutch, the clutch off this motor on that?
I guess we can look at it because that should be fine if it was just the throwout bearing, the 8 itself. But
do we risk putting it all back together only to have to take it apart?
Well, no. But
So-
if this one has like no life, I mean, this one's never slipped.
Yeah.
So as of now, we'll use this one.
Okay. That was going to be my thought too. Even though we found the throwout bearing to be the culprit, we know that clutch works good, so we should just put that clutch back in it.
I don't think the clutch, like a factory, I don't know if they're actually different.
Because the other thing is, that one slips.
Oh, you know that one slipped. Yeah, that's right.
That one slips, so
We'll
we're using that
definitely
one.
use this I didn't buy a new one.
No. Getting a 230,000 mile clutch, that's fine.
No, this thing definitely had the clutch change before. I think
It's
I had
fine.
a receipt for like 175 or something.
All right, 50,000 mile clutch. So, big old engine, big but littler engine. Now we got to figure out where to put everything. So, we'll show you that one coming out here shortly. What, my camera lens off? We're good. What's up, YouTube? We're back. After dinner, full of tacos.
It's cold in here.
It's cold in here. We're gonna have to run the heater for sure. So, plan of attack, because we are attacking. Justin's gonna go put the dirty sweatshirt on.
Yep.
And I think that I am going to yank the clutch off that motor over yonder ways, put it on this motor over yonder ways. We're gonna have to use a Miata alignment tool, because we don't have one for this, so we'll have to do some creative sanding and put that together. So yeah, tip, make sure you have an alignment tool when you're doing clutch work. Anyways, so we're gonna do that. I'll do that real quick. Then once we get this, I'll get this ready for the tranny to go back on, but we also have to take I think it's the reverse switch, because I don't think this car would have a neutral safety switch. It would just have the clutch switch, right? So, so we broke the reverse switch on this one, sheared it clean off in there. So we're gonna have to yank the reverse switch out of that one, which is the same, it's just in a different spot, because the transmission from the wagon is going back in the wagon. The other thing, which we have found out, is that you need to run the mass airflow sensor in the airbox from the big engine with the big engine. I think the mass airflow sensor is different.
It's a bigger diameter.
Yeah, bigger diameter hole. So hopefully the fact that we had an intake boot tear is not going to kill us on this. We may have to duct tape it back up. But I think this intake boot, it looks like it's the same size, maybe.
Hopefully that elbow is the same.
Yeah, hopefully the
And
elbow is
it's
the
just
same.
like well, that's the other side.
Yeah, that's
we'll
for
have to
D30.
look at it.
We'll look at it and fill you in as we go. So one thing we did find out, shout out to Cole in Nashville, we can lower the subframe and it makes it so much easier to clear the oil pan, which will be dope because these oil pans are huge and they don't just fit. So we had already taken the steering rack off, which was a huge win. That gave us a ton of room.
Because this moves out of the way.
Because it gets the guibo for the steering dealio out of the way. So, and it helps remove the engine mount, the left side engine mount. I think we might do it with the right side still on, but we got to do that. So, we're going to get to cranking, and might bring you along with us for some of it. So, it's like 8 o'clock or something right now. We're going to slap this baby in, and hopefully we can at least, like, fire it, right?
Yeah.
We didn't drain the oil out of that motor, so we don't have to put oil in it. We can just put coolant back in it and give her the ticket. Power steering fluid. He can recharge the AC. We do have to figure out a couple little AC bits here to make sure that this one will work on that one.
Black light. And
Okay.
check these. Hopefully these are leaking.
Yeah, and it's not under the
And then
dash.
it's not under the dash. I would save a heck of a lot of time.
So, we
And I'm gonna
are
clean this up a little bit. Quick
get
wipe
to
down.
work.
Look at this. Look at this sway bar.
crusty.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, so Justin's gonna clean. I'm gonna put engine parts back together. It looks like the dogs went outside. So, peace. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Alright, dude, I'm clear with the subframe.
I think you could probably lower it and flatten it out.
Yeah.
And it's gonna go right into the driver's side.
Alright, you ready? Alright. What time is it? Dude, we got 1 minute to start it on a Saturday. Let's go. Just kidding. YouTube doesn't know. It's 11:45. Our goal was to start it on Saturday. So I can just edit the other part out. You investigating, dog? So, Justin, what are we doing?
We're gonna fire this sucker up.
Did you hook the battery up?
Battery's hooked up.
All right.
Power.
So we got the whole front end buttoned up. No coolant.
That music off.
No coolant yet. Yeah, we don't need to get, you know, copyrighted on my non-monetized videos here.
It's nasty.
We got everything buttoned up here besides the front clip, which is on the ground over there. And Justin's gonna make sure it's in neutral because the clutch isn't bled. And we're gonna fire this bad boy up.
I think it got closer to the wall.
Well, we were jacking it up and down a bunch of times. So we also put the shifter bushings and stuff in from the silver car. We've been using a lot of the better parts from the silver car, like the cowl. All we've had to do really is clean the weeds out of them from driving through the yard.
We're neutral.
Okay.
Why do I always get so nervous?
Dude, fire it up. Fuck, it's got oil in it. Hit it! Woo! It runs!
We got no coolant, no headlights.
It's fine. Listen to this baby purr! Yeah, it's good. Come on up here. It's not gonna get hot and boil over in a minute, so. Look at that, baby. Yeah, boy. Let's see if it does its weird misfire thing.
You fixed that.
I did.
Electrical tape.
Yeah. There was a really big vacuum leak on the intake boot, so I electrical taped it. Take a video, and I'll turn it off. Alright, we'll shut it off in a second. Alright guys, so we just cut to some footage from Friday night when the car's already put back together and running. So, actually no. Sunday morning, it's all put together. We just bled the coolant system. We're getting ready to fire it up, bleed the power steering. And then it's like good to go drive it. Got the clutch bled, we got the brakes bled because we swapped the 330 brakes over to this, so it's got the big front rotors, even though they're only nominally maybe 8 millimeters in diameter bigger than the other ones, but it's got the big brakes now. And we're ready to.
The only thing left to do after you're gone,
yeah,
is figure out the ECU
and swap that boot out on the intake. That's electrical taped.
Oh yeah, I'll probably forget about that.
You will. So the intake boot's electrical taped. That's fine. But yeah, so the other thing to note is when you do this swap, you have to reflash the ECU to run the bigger motor, and this one's not done. However, it will start and run, and be mildly okay.
It's not gonna hurt it.
As it is, but you do want to flash it because this is an extra ½ liter of powers. So let's fire this
first start
baby up. Second start.
Just kidding.
We got the whole thing buttoned up. If you know anybody with some like E46 facelifted grills, you know, on the cheap, that could replace some junk, hit me up. Comment below.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Dude, I opened the.
Smart.
I moved stuff out of the way. Feel that clutch pedal.
I was like still squeezing. a little soft, isn't it?
That feels normal to me.
The top, like, inch of nothing.
It's fine. Run it. Go. Fire this thing up.
I guess it's probably normal.
It feels normal. You just haven't driven the car in a while.
Ready to go?
Yeah. Alright guys, so we got all the coolant bled. Everything's good to go. Car runs. Car's good. The one we set out to fix is good, which is this one.
That was the goal.
The goal was to have the wagon done by today, and we did. It's good. Besides the skid plate and the under tray, it's all ready to go. So, and the tune.
That'll take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Tune will take.
And then it's back to daily duty with some more horsepower. This one, destined for the junkyard. So we robbed some good stuff on it. I got the fenders and the bumper and the speakers and some stuff headed down to Tennessee with me for some people down there. Justin's gonna swipe the steering wheel out of it, probably some of the dash bits. I know he sold the seats already. Keeping the wheels, keeping the headlights, probably keeping the selling this stuff up here. Not scrapping that stuff. And I believe that's pretty much it. We did go and try to, if you saw in the last video of us here, we put the motor in this E30. So we just went and filled it up with transmission fluid and tried to get it to move. And something in the, I think it's still low in trans fluid, but it's not wanting to,
that better be all it is.
Not wanting to go into gear and like drive and stuff. So yes, the torque converter is bolted to the flex plate. So we got all that done. And it's still sitting there, so that's kind of next on the should be easy to finish list. So then this one is done, that one's gone, that one's getting, the E30's getting sold. They've got an M coupe down there now at the end behind the M3, and then it'll be, we'll have to start cranking on this guy at some point.
Old Marjorie,
to get the 2002 going.
heck yeah.
So but with that, thanks for tuning in to the rad venture up to your boy JC's house, working on BMWs, kind of changing continents here. But we will see you next time. Keep it rad.
Peace.